Om. 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 स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। यथाग्नेर्दाहिका शक्ति रामकृष्णे स्थिता हिया सर्वविद्यास्वरूपान्तां शारदां प्रणमाम्यहम्। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। तेजोऽसि तेजोमयि देहि वीर्यमसि वीर्यं मयि देहि बलमसि बलं मयि देहि ओजोऽसि ओजो मयि देहि मन्युरसि मन्युं मयि देहि सहोऽसि सहो मयि देहि। Now selfless universal prayer please. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। सर्वस्तरतु दुर्गाणि सर्वो भद्राणि पश्यतु सर्वसद्बुद्धिमाप्नोतु सर्वः सर्वत्र नन्दतु। हरिः ओम्। 1 full minute chanting of the Omkaram. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम्। श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Mentally offer your salutations to the all-pervading blissful spirit in any name or form. Now let us offer our salutations in our own mind to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Ma Sharda Devi and Swami Vivekananda and all great teachers, all great saints in the whole world. teachers and saints whose teachings we all have inherited. May they inspire us with love for the truth. One more different kind of bhajan today, a beautiful song on the personality of Swami Vivekananda. Please watch and listen.
जगति जाटिन जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी नरुल सेवकु दिगिन नरवर जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी विश्वव्यापक प्रेम मूर्तिवि विश्वव्यापक प्रेम मूर्तिवि विश्वद्योतक परम ज्ञानिवि विश्वमुक्ति समर्पितात्मवु विश्वमुक्ति समर्पितात्मवु विश्ववन्द्या जयमु जयमु जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी चिर समाधि शिखरि नुंडी नरुल सेवकु दिगिन नरवर जय विवेकानंद गुरुवर भुवन मंगलकारी भुवन मंगलकारी भुवन मंगलकारी.
Yes, that is a very important message. Though it is a Telugu song, simple words, very important words, important flow. Jaya Vivekananda Guru Vara, Bhuvana Mangalakari. Bhuvana is the entire earth, the entire universe. He has brought in the auspiciousness in this universe. Chirasamadhi Shikari Nundi, Narula Sevaku Digina Naravara. He was always absorbed in the highest samadhi, highest meditation. According to his guru, Sri Ramakrishna, Narendra, Swami Vivekananda came from the Saptarushi Mandala, the 7 great sages who reside and meditate for the welfare of entire mankind. So, Vivekananda was one of them. Sri Ramakrishna went in the subtle body and brought him down. Narula Sevaku Digina Naravara. It's a blessing for entire humanity. He has come to serve, he has come to help us. Vishwavyapaka Prema Murtivi. After the 11th September, 9/11, 11th September Chicago address, he became a universal man. He became a universal man, Vishwa Vyapaka and Prema Murti. Absolute love towards entire mankind in the whole world, not just India or Calcutta or America, everywhere he went. Vishwa Dyotaka Paramagnanivi. Supreme knowledge. He is the one who has got Paramagnana, supreme knowledge. Vishwamukti Samarpitatmavu. To the moksha, to the liberation of the world, he has offered himself. Vishwavandyuda Jayamu Jayamu. Victory to you, glory to you. And the whole world is doing namaskaram to you. So that fearlessness. Another line was there. It is just a change of script. Bhayamu valadu, bhiti valadu, amruta putrulu, miru mirari. There's no fear. There should not be any fear. Bhayamu valadu. There's no place for fear. Okay. Vishwamantayu chati cheppina, Yativarenya Yugacharya. Yativarenya means the king of sannyasis, the expert or the one who held that vows, Yativarenya, the greatest. And he spread that message of fearlessness in the whole world. What is fear? A kind of hypnotism. Somebody said beautifully, F-E-A-R, fear. Face everything and rise. Very nice, very positive way. Fear is not bhayam. Face everything and rise. Face the brutes. Swamiji's message is there. Face the brutes. Face the terrible. Face the bold. Face the evil, like that. So, you're all attending this course today, second day, and how strong you are, how fearless, how much of fearlessness you got. Are you feeling happy in the last 24 hours? Because it was on 13th of September, 24 hours ago that we met for the first time. Today we are meeting second time. Now let me ask somebody, what is your report card in the last 24 hours? Okay. Let me start with Akash, the young Akash. Akash ji,
Yeah.
please tell me how you are feeling last 24 hours.
I'll be very honest. I'm feeling a little bit better.
Little better?
Yeah.
Where are you from? Where are you attending the class from?
From Bangalore.
From Bangalore.
Yeah.
Very good. So, feeling improved, you are going forward, you feel you are little stronger than yesterday?
Yeah. Little bit stronger.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Keep up that learning curve, that fearless curve should go up. Yes, let me ask Pratyusha. Pratyusha, how you are feeling after 24 hours?
I'm feeling better.
Pratyusha, yes.
I'm feeling better compared to yesterday.
How much better?
Uh,
What is the ratio?
I can't say that.
But okay, there's some improvement.
Yes, there is.
Thank you. Satyam Abhishek, please respond.
Namaskar, Swamiji.
Namaste.
I'm feeling that some positive energy is rising within me. Since the time I attended the course, I woke up at 5 a.m., tried chanting Om 27 times today. So I'm feeling a lot of positive energy.
Very good. The narrowness of fear and all that has reduced, right?
See.
It will reduce more and more. Okay. Let me ask Venkateshwar Rao. Venkateshwar Rao Garu.
Yes, sir. So I am feeling better than yesterday. And yesterday after our meeting, I attended some meetings also without any fear, and I presented something.
Okay.
But there is an improvement. Still, I need to improve. That improvement
journey towards fearlessness has started, is it not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is important. You are not stuck up. You are not stagnant.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Some movement is there. At least the train has left the platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Earlier, actually, whatever it is there, whatever knowledge I read, that knowledge itself, I was not able to express myself.
Okay.
So I wanted to get the platform, so where I can apply dynamically right? So that dynamically will come with if you don't have any fear in you, right?
True.
So that's what I wanted to come to that point, sir.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Let me go to Hari Kamal Dutt.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
All due respect, sir. Actually, I don't know how I feel. Actually, I'm preparing for civil service examination. It's hardly 1 month away from. It's on October 10th, sir.
Okay.
So my day is every day is as usual same for me. Busy with my books and preparation and all. And so I mean overall, if you compare it with yesterday, I think it's a bit better. When we compare it with yesterday, I'm feeling much better when coping with stress. Actually, I can concentrate more
Yes.
time on the studies.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That is very important. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. So we have today our senior faculty of the Institute of Human Excellence, Shri Balaji Sukumar. Shri Balaji Sukumar has been connected with us last 12 years. And then he is an engineer by profession, but he's more into agriculture and more into this kind of value system training, etc. So he's been a very good devotee, very good friend, and support to the Institute of Human Excellence classes. So I requested him. He has seen life, he has seen the values, he has seen ups and downs, and now he's stabilized to serve and give back to the society. So that is why I invited him today. He is joining us live from Hyderabad itself. So the next 1 hour, it is Balaji Sukumar's class. Over to you, Balaji. Namaste. Very good evening.
Namaste. Namaste, Swamiji.
Thank you. Platform is yours. You can continue.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you to Swamiji, and congratulations to everybody. I hope I'm audible and you are able to see me. Am I audible? Somebody
yes.
can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah. So let me just introduce myself first. First time we're all meeting. My name is Balaji Sukumar. I'm by qualification, I'm a civil engineer with an MBA in marketing. And also recently I completed my LLB also. So that's my qualification. My wife is an advocate. She's an architect turned into an advocate practicing. I started my career 30 plus years back. Right now, I'm not into any job or any business. I'm retired from my job and my business. I do agriculture. I do organic farming. You call natural farming. And also, I give a lot of time, to the value, to train people, and I'm so fortunate to get associated with VIHE. What we can do is, as this is an online session, I prefer an interactive session. It is not that I'm telling something and you are just listening to me and agreeing to me. I prefer you ask me questions as I talk, and also if you feel to disagree with me also, I prefer that you disagree with me right away. Maybe what you can do is maybe right now you're all of you are on mute. When I ask a question, maybe you can unmute yourself. You can answer my question. Anybody can do that. We try to be more see that we don't overlap when we talk, but still we can do that. Nothing wrong in that. Unless we have a good interaction, we will not learn a lot. And also, if you want to disagree or you want to question me, you can unmute yourself and question me or tell your disagreement in whatever you say, what you don't agree, so that I try to explain you. Maybe we can learn. Okay. I was so happy to understand the answers that you are all giving for the question that Swamiji asked. How do you feel from the couple of days that the classes got started? I feel so happy about your answers. But let me ask you a question. Is fear really good, or is there something called as good fear and a bad fear? Can somebody tell me?
Bad fear is it's not good. Huh?
Okay.
So that will
Bad fear is not good. Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
that will disturb many things, sir. Health
Then
wise,
can you give an example of a good fear? Good fear.
good fear means you have a goal and you wanted to finish tomorrow. And
No, tell a simple good fear that we face every day, which is actually required. That kind of fear is actually required for everybody.
May I answer?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Please.
One example of good fear is that while crossing the roads, we are fearful that some
Excellent.
vehicle
Excellent.
might hit us. So we are
Perfect. Perfect. When you're crossing a road or when you're driving your vehicle, you should have that fear. Nothing wrong in that. And, don't try to get into a stage in life where you say that I want to be fearless. Certain fears are required. The kind of fear that we are talking about is an anxiety, that you unnecessarily. Okay, let me make a statement. Before I make a statement, I want to ask you, what is the definition of fear? How do you the kind of fear that we are trying to discuss is not a good fear, something which is actually negative, something which is actually affecting us in a wrong way, that we are trying to analyze, discuss, understand in these classes. Okay, I hope all of us are in tune with me. Okay, so what is your definition of this kind of, what is the definition of fear?
Can I, sir?
Sir, can I?
Yeah, please.
I'm Sai Datta.
Yeah, Sai Datta, answer that.
Nice to meet you, sir, first of all.
Yeah, thank you.
Sir, fear is something that, one should have fear.
Okay, no, what? Define me, simple sentence. What is fear?
Fear is something which pushes one into stress. Fear is that. Fear is that.
Any other definition? Any other definition? Anybody else?
Sir, fear is anything that unsettles you from your comfort zone.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else?
When you are
unable
unable
to
to
give
the threat of a danger.
Okay.
And it also gives the intimation of what is gonna happen if we are not careful about something.
Okay. Can I? Yeah. Somebody else want to say something? What is the definition?
Emotion caused by threat of a danger.
Emotion caused by
Threat of a danger.
threat of a danger. Okay. So threat is something that you are feeling it or about to feel.
Both feeling or about to feel.
No, when you're feeling a threat, when the threat is real, you will not have fear, but you'll actually encounter that fear, right?
About.
Right. Okay, let me conclude the definition. Actually, the kind of fear that we are trying to define here, or the anxiety, whatever, fear, anxiety, depression, whatever, you're trying to see something, you're trying to visualize something which you have not yet seen. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah. Somebody said, I'm preparing for civil services. And, the kind of fear that you have, if at all you have fear, that fear is something like, will I get it or won't I get it? I know that kind of fear. That gives you a kind of anxiety, fear, something that you have not seen. That means, can I define like this? A simple sentence. Believing in unseen is fear. Can I say like that? Can somebody answer me?
Yes, sir.
Believing in unseen. You see a horror movie and you enter your home after the movie, power is gone. You feel that somebody is behind you, right? That is fear. Yeah. Can I define like that?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Absolutely, right? So fear is nothing but believing in unseen. You're not seen that, but you are just feeling it here. You're just believing, oh, that may happen. Okay. Now let me bring forward one more word to you. Okay. A word called faith. F-A-I-T-H, faith. You know what is faith?
Having belief in oneself.
believing, that is also believing in unseen, right? You have faith on yourself, you have faith on your teacher, you have faith on certain things. If you do some ritual, you say that everything will become all right. So you have faith on that. So if you define faith also, the definition is same. If you look at more clearly and more deeply, you know, the definition of faith is also believing in unseen. If I pray God, I become strong. You know, you're trying to believe in something that you have not seen, and you are feeling that greatness or strength is within you, and that is called faith. Am I making sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Okay. So if you really understand this fear, the definition of fear and faith, for both the things, the definition is same. Fear is equal to believing in unseen. Faith is equal to believing in the unseen. Both definitions are same, but they are different sides of a coin. Okay? They are different sides of a coin. The funniest part is they both cannot coexist. Please understand this very carefully. They both cannot coexist. Did you all understand this when I say this sentence?
Yes.
Fear and faith don't
Fear
exist.
and faith, they cannot coexist. They cannot stay together. If fear is there, faith will run away. If faith is there, fear will run away. Did you understand this, my friends?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So how to overcome fear now? You tell me.
Have faith in what we are doing.
Have faith, not just what you are doing. You have to develop faith. Okay. If you develop faith, see, if I say, I think you're able to see, if my fear is this much, that means my faith is this much. If I fight with this fear, the fear's strength will increase. See, it is something like going to a gym. When you go to a gym, you do this exercise, you say that I do this exercise. You are doing an exercise against your bicep will grow. You build muscle. Like that, if you are fighting with fear, the fear will grow. So how to overcome fear? Don't fight with fear. Let it be there. But try to increase the faith. When the faith increases, the size of fear comes down. Did you all understand, my dear friends?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Today, in the next half an hour to 45 minutes, I'm going to tell you a secret of how you can increase your faith. Okay, right? If you understand the secret of increasing your faith, let me tell you, you can do anything and everything that you want to do in this world. This is my experience. I'm not telling from book. I'm telling from my own experience. 31 years back, 1989. How many years back? 31, 32 years back. Okay. I completed my engineering, BTech in civil engineering. When I completed my engineering, I was an introvert personality with so many fears within me. Okay. Today is different. Today, that's a different thing. What I did, to overcome my negatives, overcome my pitfalls, overcome my failures, from 89 onwards, till 2000, that is almost like 11 years, I failed in my life. Continuously, I failed in everything that I tried to do. I failed in my job. I failed in my relationships. I failed in my business. I failed everywhere. When I say everywhere, it is everywhere. Okay. So I did something in 1989. Sorry, 1989 to 2000. I was a failure personality. In 1998, I learned a small formula about this fear and faith. Instead of, see, what I was doing was, yeah, I was coming to Ramakrishna Math. I was trying, that time I was listening to one more great Swamiji, Swami Ranganathananda. That time I used to come every Sunday to Ramakrishna Math, Hyderabad, and I used to listen to Swamiji. I used to try to analyze myself, what is that I should do? What is that I should do? What I was doing was, I was trying to fight with my fear and I was trying to reduce it. But as I was fighting with my fear, the strength of fear was increasing and I was becoming weak. And I learned in 1998 that I'm not supposed to fight with my fear. I need to accept my pitfalls before I overcome them. Right? See, generally what happens is, you want to become something. When you want to become something, you say, this is not good in me. Okay? When you say, this is not good in me, automatically you are giving strength to that quality in you, which is not good. Are you understanding this, my dear friends? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right? As you are giving strength to what you are not, what you don't want to be, that what you don't want to be, strength is increasing. That was what was happening to me. It happened for me from 1989 to 1998. 1998, I understood a small secret of accepting myself as I am. Can you, today night, when this class is over, when you finish your dinner, when you switch off your, TV, switch off your, mobile phones before you sleep, sit quietly and try to accept yourself rather than try to understand what is wrong with you. See, in this world, there is nobody called a perfect man. There are only two perfect people in this universe. One is above you and one is below the ground. Who is below the ground? Below the ground? A perfect personality. He or she stays below the ground, 6 feet below the ground. Who is that?
A dead person?
Dead person. Dead person. Okay? God is a perfect personality and dead person is a perfect personality. There is nobody in this world called as a perfect human being. Please understand this. Whatever you are today, you are. Whatever you are today, you are. Please, please, please don't fight with yourself. You heard about a cine actor by name Jim Carrey?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's a famous Hollywood star. Jim Carrey is one of the biggest story of him. If you want to talk about failure, you need to read about Jim Carrey. He was a guy who actually failed in his life and he wanted to commit suicide one day. He went to a place to to tie this, hang himself. And he has tied his rope, put all the things ready, and he has climbed the stool to put the neck into that rope. And has seen around him and said that there is nobody to cry when he dies. He said, why am I dying? Why am I dying? Why should I die? There is nobody to cry for me, even after death. Nobody will bother. Maybe after a week, the municipality or whoever is that authority will feel the smell of my body, decayed body, and they will come and wash me away. Nobody will know about me. Why should I die? Why should I die? I am what I am today. Let me just start accepting me. He started accepting himself. The moment he started accepting himself, that moment onwards, whatever the things he used to feel that this is not good in me, he made that as an asset. and he exploited that asset in me, in himself, and he became successful. Okay, I don't want to tell more about his story, but the first lesson I want to give you today is accept yourself. I mean, never ever feel that suppose, let's say if you're a student, you are not good at mathematics. Yeah, say that I don't like math. I'm not good at mathematics. Okay, don't accept it. Don't fight with it. Okay, right? When you accept it, first thing is your self-image increases. Okay, right? What is, I made a word called as self-image. This is a new word maybe. Did somebody hear about this word called self-image? Did somebody hear?
Yes.
It is what we think about us.
No, it is not what you think about yourself. It is what you think that others are thinking about yourself. Please understand this. It is what you think that others are thinking about yourself. See, Jim Carrey thought like that and he wanted to commit suicide. But when he went to do the suicide, he understood that nobody is thinking about him, about anything about him. I hope you were able to understand this. Okay, right? So there is, your self-image, is not what you think about yourself. Every moment you are thinking that somebody is thinking like this about you. That's your self-image. See, that has to become better for you, for all of us. If at all that has to become better, the only method that you have in hand is accepting yourself. Accepting. See, somebody said, you see my hair, right? It's almost white. It's almost white. Okay. Few years back, I had a black hair, and today it's almost white. Many of my friends who meet me, they say, why don't you color your hair? Why should I? Why should I? I don't feel good or bad about this. I don't feel bad about this. I don't feel good either. This is what my hair is. This is what is my face. This is what is me. See, when I accept my hair, I'll have a good self-image about myself when I think about my hair. Are you understanding this?
Yes.
My dear friends, are you understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Somebody may have a bald head. Okay. Somebody may lose their hair as the age goes on. Why should you think about this hair loss? Accept it. When you accept it, you become more beautiful, more smart, because you feel within yourself that you are good. The moment you feel good about yourself, is nothing called as fear. Let me tell you, you'll start developing faith on whatever you are. This is the first step. This is the first step. Now the second step. Let me come to the second step. Are there anybody from Hyderabad here in this group?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Sir. Okay. Have you visited Ramakrishna Mutt?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. For those people from Hyderabad who visited Ramakrishna Mutt, I'll ask you a question. Let's say you are walking from Lower Tank Bund. You just got down from Tank Bund, and you are walking from Lower Tank Bund to RTC Crossroads. That's a straight road. Okay. Can somebody answer me what all the major things that you see as you walk from Lower Tank Bund to RTC Crossroads? Can somebody tell me? One.
Metro stations.
Metro? No, there is no metro in that road actually. I
We
think
have
you are not.
NTR Stadium one.
You have NTR Stadium. Then
Park.
Traffic signals.
Pardon me?
Indira Park. Going on.
You have Indira Park. You have Ramakrishna Mutt. You have NTR Stadium.
We have
you
Sandhya
have-
35 mm also.
You have Sandhya 35. You have Devi 70 mm.
Sir,
Lot
there
of
are
traffic signals.
Traffic signals and
You have traffic signals. You
two
have road.
traffic signals.
Temple,
and
temple
in one
also
of
there.
them,
Ganesha
lots
temple.
of-
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I think, okay, let me answer that. Okay. I think, wonderful. There are a lot of people. Let me tell you, you have Indira Park, you have Ramakrishna Mutt, you have NTR Stadium, you have 2 or 3 traffic signals, You have many bars. Bars, you know bar? Bar.
Yes.
You know? Yeah? Yeah.
Yes,
You
sir.
have bars. Okay. You have study circles.
Yes.
Yeah. You have
IAS.
IAS study circles. You
Okay.
have coffee shops.
Yes, sir.
You have coffee shops. You have shopping areas. Okay. Yeah. No, these are all different landmarks or places that you find when you walk from Lower Tank Bund to RTC Crossroads. Okay. Let us say Lower Tank Bund is your birth, and let's say RTC Crossroad is your death. B and D, birth and death. Between B and D is what we call as life. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Life. No, B and D. What comes between B and D when you see the alphabets?
C.
What you get?
C.
C. C is nothing but, yeah, C is nothing but choices. What is it?
Choices.
Choices. Between your birth and before your death, you have something called as a choice.
Yes.
When you walk from Lower Tank Bund to RTC Crossroad, you have a choice to enter Indira Park with your friend or girlfriend or a boyfriend. Okay. You have a choice to enter Ramakrishna Mutt. You have a choice to enter a bar to have some stuff. You have a choice to have coffee. You have a choice to do some shopping. You have a choice to go to Sandhya or Sudarshan to go for a movie. Life is like this. There is nothing called perfectness over there. Everything is mixed here. Life is full of choices. Who makes the choice?
We ourselves.
Generally, we have to make the choice. Generally, it is an individual who has to make the choice. But unfortunately, our present education system, it is created in such a way, it is actually prevented you from making a choice. Let me tell you, our present education system, it has prevented you to make a choice. You like something, but you are forced to become something. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
99.99% of the times, very rarely parents give choice. Okay. Teachers also don't give choice. Right from day one, there is no choice. You have to follow certain things, in our family also, our way of compulsion in our family is like this, in our family, our father, there are 6 brothers, whenever somebody is born, in the family, they decide either that person should be a boy or a girl, should be a doctor or engineer. If before baby is a doctor, if the parent has already decided to make him or her a doctor, the next person will be an engineer. So our family is filled with doctors and engineers, filled with all sorts of specialization of doctors, all branches of engineers. I'm the only guy who is a farmer, with a different background. I made my own choices. I learned to make my own choices. Okay. But generally our system, our society, our education system, especially our education system, it has not taught you to become individual by making your own choices. You know what, my dear friends? When you make a choice, when you learn to make a choice, you have 3 results that you will get for a particular choice that you make. You have 3 results that you get. Okay, for anything that you choose. Okay, you want to do something, you want to make IA, you want to write IAS exam, or you want to whatever you are doing right now. I don't know. I don't see anybody, but you want to do something. Okay, today you have 3 results that you will get. One result is that you want. For example, let's take example of preparing for IAS. Okay, you are preparing. Somebody said, I'm preparing for IAS. Okay, so you are preparing for IAS. That's a choice that either you made it or the society made you to take that choice, or because of somebody's somebody's decision, you made that choice, whatever it may be. But 99.99%, many of the choices that we make in our life are not our choices, but imposed choices. Okay, you can analyze for yourself. Okay, right? So let's take, you are preparing for IAS right now. So the first result that you get is you will get selected in IAS, and you will become a IAS officer. That's the first result. The second result is you may not become an IAS officer, but you may become some other officer which you really don't want to, but you'll be forced to become. Okay. A third one is you don't get anything. That is, there are three types of results that you get for any choice that you make. One that you want, one less than what you want, or one more than what you want. There are three types of choices. Three types of results. You know what Sri Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita? Karmanyeva adhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. What does it mean? Can somebody tell?
You should always focus on.
Okay, you should always work. Then
The results.
don't expect the result.
Don't worry about the results.
What does it mean by don't worry about the result?
Sir, if you think about the results, you will obviously get some fear of
Or is
losing.
it? No.
I think it
For
We
is.
get
example-
into pressure when we think about results.
So it is
okay.
our
Oh, is
duty
it?
to do the work.
Okay, let me ask you a question. There is one gentleman in our group who is preparing for civil services. So every day when he is reading for his exam, won't he expect the result that he want? Or will he say like, let me read, let me see if I get or not. I may not. Will he, if he reads like that, will he really get the result?
No, sir.
No,
I won't.
no, sir.
No, sir,
No,
I
he
won't.
will never.
I won't.
So Krishna never said, don't worry about the result, nothing of that sort. What Krishna told is, you have adhikaram, you have power, you have control on the work that you do, but you do not have the control of the result that you get. And he says, whatever the result that you are getting is a result given by me. Me means God. Please understand this. The result, any of the result that you get for a particular work that you do, there are only three types of result. There is no other result more than these three. Either you get the result that you want, either you get the result less than what you want, or you get the result more than what you want. Okay? Any of the results that you get is not what you got because of you. You did your work in everything. Every case you did your work. But the result that you got is actually the result given by God. Okay? Now let's say you come to Ramakrishna Math on an auspicious day and a prasadam is given to you. How do you take that prasadam? Will you just take, just like you take food in the mess? Or will you take with a kind of bhakti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we take with a kind of bhakti, right?
Yes, yes,
So we take the result of God with a kind of bhakti. That attitude is called as prasada buddhi. Prasada buddhi. When the result is given by God, see, you are putting your effort. You are getting a particular result, one of these three results. When you have faith on God and say that when you believe that the result that you got is actually given by God, how will you take that result? With the prasada buddhi. When you take prasadam, how do you feel? Will you feel awkward or will you feel good?
You feel
You
good.
feel good. That means, let's say you are trying to achieve something, you get the result that you really don't want. That means what the God is trying to tell you? The God is trying to tell you, my son or my daughter, that is not the way you are supposed to go. That's why I gave you this result. Go and try in a different way. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When you develop this attitude, where is fear? Where is anxiety?
So here comes accepting ourselves actually.
How?
Here comes accepting ourselves. I would like to say there is a saying in Telugu, like
Okay.
ఎంత పిండికి అంత రొట్టె.
Okay.
See, yes, the end result is yes, really it is given by God.
Okay.
But at the end of the result, we need to accept ourselves.
Okay. Now let me explain the anta pindiki anta rotte by in English. What is, because we have people from other places also.
Yeah,
What he's trying to say is how much our atta means the that you take to make a chapati or a roti. Okay, you get that much of atta, that much of chapati. You are right. But suppose, let us say, you are hungry and you want to take you want to get a bigger roti. So what you are supposed to do? You have to take a bigger atta. That means you have to increase the size of your atta. To increase your size of your atta, first you should accept that with this present atta, you won't make that much big chapati. Am I right?
Yes,
Make
sir.
sense? The person who told me about this statement. Am I making
Yes, sir.
sense, my dear
Yes.
friend?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
So that's what the first lesson I told you. You have to accept yourself. Yeah, you are right. You first accept yourself.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because now you know that you are this. You are this much atta now. But you want this much roti. So you have to increase your atta size.
Yes. Yes.
With your present atta size, God will only give you this much roti. Now, because you are accepting yourself, you won't be fearful or you will not do anything with anxiety. Now you will ask yourself a question: how do I increase my atta size? Make sense?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
now you really get into what is called as a learning mode or listening mode, and you try to learn from your own mistakes, whatever the result that you got.
Yes.
You learn it.
Yes,
You
sir.
learn.
Yes.
See, there is a difference, my dear friends. When you don't accept yourself, when you get the result that you don't want, you will get depressed. But when you accept yourself and you got the result that you don't want, you say that, yeah, okay, let me learn from that. Okay, let me try from this angle. Now you get a better result. When you want to try from a different angle, can you do this with fear and anxiety? No, you cannot. How many classes you may listen, how many times you may come to Ramakrishna Math, but if you don't understand this by yourself, if you don't accept yourself, you cannot do. External forces, see, we are all just tools to make you understand. But ultimately, what has to be done by you has to be done by just you and nobody else. No, God will come and do it for you. God will only say, this is a result for what you are. Accept you. Now, when you accept you and say that, yes, God has told me this is what is me, then you have a scope to improve. Make sense? My dear friends, make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, with this attitude, if you're moving forward, let me tell you, never ever you will encounter what is called as the fear, what we are all trying to discuss today. Okay. Now, how do we really continuously remember this? How do I really understand that, I should move forward when things go wrong with me? Now, that's the next step. Okay. Today, you may get motivated. You have 5 classes or 6 classes in this particular session. All the 6 classes, you'll be motivated. But after 6 classes, if you really don't know what you're supposed to do on a regular basis, after 1 month, after the classes are over, you are again back to stage 0, where you were before the classes. And again, you will come to how to overcome fear of, whatever the class. Again, you will get motivated. Again, after 1 month, again, you will come back to 0. Again, you will come to the class. Again, you will fill your tank of motivation. Again, the motivation will get, the life will tear you apart. By the time you fill up empty, you are 30 years, 35 years. Somebody said, when you understand the cycle of life, by the age by the time you come into 33 years, you'll start feeling I am becoming old. Right? And you'll start getting more confused. life becomes more confusion. Suddenly you will get married, okay? And life becomes more confused. Suddenly baby comes out, confusion becomes more. Are you trying to get my points?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, today I'm going to tell you in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you what you are supposed to do to maintain this, whatever I told you. I told you, accept yourself, understand prasada buddhi and take choice. Understand the word called as choice. And there's nothing called as perfect personality. Everything is mixed. Everywhere, everything is mixed. You get results, 3 types of, you understand all this. I hope you have noted down all these things. Okay. But to maintain this in your mind and make you remember, yes, I need to understand this more. One more time, I should get up. Everybody will say, when you fall down, get up one more time. But when you really fall down, you will not have strength to get up. How do you get this strength? Okay. There is a very simple secret, my dear friends. Very simple method. Visualize your dreams every moment in your life. How do you do that? You have to picturize them in front of you. In front of you, on your walls of your house, whatever is your dream. What is a dream? What is this world called as dream? There is a difference between dream and a goal. Your goals are not your dreams, but dreams give you proper goals. Let me make you understand more clearly. Again, I'll take the example of the gentleman in our group who wanted to become a IAS officer. Okay, I'm just taking him as an example because it is easy to understand. But I want you to think in your own areas. Okay. Okay.
Sir, can you repeat that statement one more time regarding the dreams?
Yeah, there is a concept called as a dream. A proper dream, if you have a proper dream, you'll have worthwhile goals in your life. Worthwhile goals in your life. Okay, only when you have a proper dream. Okay, so from today onwards, you need to put some effort to identify your dreams. Now the next question comes, how do I identify the dreams? I'm trying to tell you an example. Taking an example, I'm trying to make you understand how do you identify your dream. Okay, right? You may not be able to identify right away, but you need to put that effort to identify your own dreams. Okay, let me take an example of our gentlemen who want to become an IAS officer. There are 2 people. One is an IAS officer without a dream, and a person who became an IAS officer with a dream. Let me take both the examples. Okay, one person became motivated because everybody are becoming IAS officers, and he just became IAS officer. He thought that becoming an IAS officer is his dream of his life, and he became an IAS officer. After becoming an IAS officer, he didn't know what next. He achieved. Okay, right? And he achieved, and he didn't know what to do next. So after a few days, he became, by the end of his career, if he looked back, he actually became a corrupt IAS officer because he never had any dreams in his life. But I'll take an example of another gentleman who is from a remote, let's say, who is actually from a place where he saw the pain of people because of the present administrative setup, and he really wanted to become a tool to modify the present administrative bureaucratic setup, and for that he chose to become an IAS officer. I mean, he has many choices. He can do with a lot of tools, but he chose to become an IAS officer so that he can change certain things in our bureaucratic setup. Now, this particular pain that he felt before he took a decision to become an IAS officer was emotional to him. It created a pain in him, and he really felt that he should do something for that particular cause. Okay, right? Now, this gentleman, after he became an IAS officer, he also faced the same bureaucracy, same kind of environment, same kind of things. But by the end of his life, he has achieved, he could impact He could create an impact in the society as an IAS officer, and he could bring about lot of changes. Today, if you see our IAS officers, there are many such gentle people, no, great people, whom I have seen in Ramakrishna Math also, who has a real, they all have a purpose. They really don't bother how much they make as an IAS officer. They are not really bothered about the power that they have as an IAS officer. They don't even have that ego, that that kind of command. I'm an IAS. No, they are down to earth. They are real impact creators in the society in different fields. One is the IAS officers I'm talking about. like that many people. I mean, it's not just IAS or IPS to create a change, but anything that you want to become. For example, I'm a farmer. I'm not a, when I utter a word called farmer, many people, 99.9999% of the people have only one picture in their mind. A person with a rough beard, with a dull face, sitting like this, looking at the sky, thinking when the rain will come, praying the rain god, that kind of person. The farmer songs are always self-pity songs. I don't have that, government should give this, then farmer jeevitalu eppudu bagupadtayo, these kind of things. But I am a profitable farmer. I have set example to many people how to become profitable, creating an impact through certain organizations. It is not necessary that you should become an IAS officer. Anything that you are doing, anything that you want to do, that you develop that passion about. I have a reason to become a farmer. I have a dream, actually. Why I became a farmer is not just because I like farming. No. I never thought of becoming a farmer, but when I developed a dream within me, that dream drove me to become a farmer. I think we don't have time to really talk about the dream, right? If I have time, I may talk maybe some other time. But right now, please understand this. You need to start identifying your dream. For identifying your dream, the simple method is ask 5 whys. 5 whys. Let's say you want to do something today. You want to become a IAS officer. Today night, sit calmly, ask yourself a question. Why I thought I should become an IAS officer? You will get an answer. Again, ask a why for that particular answer. You'll get the second answer. Go deeper into that answer. Try to go deeper. Today itself, it is very difficult for you to go 5 deep. Maybe 1 or 2 you may get answers. After that, you may not get answers. I want you to go deeper into the answers. Try to find answers. You will understand what is that choice that you are supposed to make, my dear friends. Let me tell you, there is nobody on this earth who can make better choices for you better than you. Not even your parents. Not even your parents. Let me tell you my own example. I started my business in 2000. Okay. After so many failures, finally I started my business. When I started my business, my father, who was a doctor, he's no more right now. He expired recently, about 4 months back, he expired. My mother expired about 1.5 years back. Okay, all right. Okay. My father opposed me big time. He was a doctor. He retired as a doctor in a very big position in the central government. Okay. He opposed me big time. He said, you are doing something very big, a big mistake in your life. He was the first one who opposed me to become a businessman. Okay. Did he really oppose me because he don't like me? No. He opposed me to my decision because he loves me. He was afraid of certain failures. My son may fail, that kind of. But I told my father, by then I understood the secret of my choice. I told you, in 1998, I understood the secret. 2000, I started my business. By the time I had my dreams very clear in my life. Very clear. Me and my wife, We were very clear in our dreams. There is no confusion in our life at all. Because there was no confusion for me, I told my father only one thing. The decision of taking a decision to become a businessman is not your choice. I respect your advice, but it is my choice. And I take full responsibility of my choice. I may become successful or I may not become successful. Definitely the probability of not becoming successful is more in my case because I don't have a mentor behind me to make me a successful businessman. I told this to my father. And I said, it is my choice. I took this decision because I have dreams in my life. Okay, believe me, we are actually 3 brothers and sisters. I'm the only one, because I built a business properly, because I retired from my business. By the time my mother became sick, I was retired from my business. I could take care of my mother and father completely till both of them died. Completely. It is not just, I can't even explain. I don't even become emotional when you talk about this because I did my duty as I'm supposed to do as a son. And I feel so proud and happy about it. The only thing me and my wife always, thank God, because we were made to understand the power of choice and the power of decision by visualizing our dreams. We visualized our dreams. We picturized, I created a book for myself called as Dreams Book. I picturized in my book, what I want in my life in the next 5 years, what I really want, which is emotional to me. Okay. By the time I become 50, what I want, how I want to be, how my life should be. By the time I become 60, how my life should be. Did everything come very easily? No. Everywhere there are obstructions. Everywhere I have to overcome. Me and my wife have to overcome many number of times. We fell down many number of times. More than we grew up, we fell more. Our graph of growth was like this. We grew, we fell. We grew, we fell. Again, we got up, we grew, we fell. If you look at this graph, if you can visualize this graph, every getting up is at a higher level than the previous getting up. I hope you are able to understand this. That is the power of choice. My dear friends, understand this very clearly. That can only happen when once you start identifying your dreams. You can identify your dreams only when you start questioning yourself why you want to do what you want to do today. Suppose you want to come to Ramakrishna Math. Question yourself, why I should go to Ramakrishna Math? You are not supposed to go to Ramakrishna Math because you are depressed. No, I'm sorry. See, there are many people because, something goes wrong, they go to temple. What do you feel that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or any deity that you believe, is he a kind of a merchant to give you and take, I come to your place, I'll do 108 pradakshanams when I get that, is it what God means for you? No, that should not be the purpose to become spiritually, to grow spiritually. Spiritual growth should be natural. It should be a natural tendency. You should have a dream for it. You should develop a dream. So the only method is ask yourself 5 whys minimum. This is the method, my dear friends. Ask yourself a question: why I should do what I'm planning to do today? You want to join engineering. Why I should do engineering? Why I want to become an engineer? Then one more why. Like that, you need to go deeper. Okay, and try to answer those questions. If you get obstruction in the process, come back to us. Clarify things. Okay, do it one more time. Like that, you need to go forward. Okay, if you do this, my dear friends, let me tell you, life becomes very energetic. The way you take decisions, the choices that you want in your life, they become very, that gives you energy. When all these things is filled in your mind, where is the place for your fear? Where is the place for your anxiety? I'm telling you, it will not find place in yourself. It'll automatically go. You don't have to fight with it.
Yes, sir. I want to ask something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, just like we have to ask ourselves these questions to identify our dreams.
Okay.
What are some of the practical steps to accept ourselves?
Please understand this. There is nothing called as practical steps. It is your choices. It is your choice. There are no procedures in life. I hope you're able to understand this. Right? I mean, I cannot tell more in depth because the question itself is wrong. There is no practical steps. You know, you need to you need to start, okay. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Okay, if you say practical steps, let me tell you 3 practical steps. One is picturize your dream. That is the first thing. Already I told you. Second thing is meet us on a regular basis. You connect yourself with Ramakrishna Math on a regular basis. That's the second step. Because what happens is when you establish your connection, these kind of inputs will come from different places more number of times. And third, very important, read people. Read people. That means what? Read books. What books? Not your textbooks. Not your competitive exam books. Read positive mental attitude books. Read life histories of successful people. When you read life histories of successful people, you will understand that they're exactly like you. They are not different. They are no way different. They failed more number of times than you. That's why that's the reason they are highly successful. You will understand this. The only practical step is read. Read life history of Swami Vivekananda. Read life history of Dr. Abdul Kalam, Bill Gates, anybody, whoever is successful, read them. Read life lessons, the leadership lessons. Okay, what I need. Read books. That's the practical step. Every day before you sleep, today everybody before they sleep, you know what all of us are doing? Most of us, not all of us, 99.99999% of us. There are few people who don't do this. Okay, so maybe you are one among them. But 99.99999% of the people, what we do is we sleep with our WhatsApp on. Okay, the last thing that we do is we do WhatsApp, we do Facebook, and we sleep. The last thoughts that you send into your brain, into your mind, they are actually going to get manifested tomorrow morning. So do you want that to happen to you? Instead, have a fine music and sleep. Have a God's some pleasant thing and sleep, or read a book and sleep. Read an inspiring book and sleep. Half an hour. I'm telling you, within no time, there'll be a lot of changes that you'll observe within yourself. That's the practical step that you can take. I hope that answers your question, my dear friend.
Thank you, sir.
Any more questions?
Sir, can I?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, you have told that we should read about this.
Sorry? Come again? Your voice is not audible.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible now. Please go ahead.
Sir, you told that we should read about successful stories of successful people, right?
Okay.
So, is it necessary to know first of all the stories of successful people, or we need to know about the stories of failures, because the success comes from failure?
Have you ever read a story of any successful person?
Not completely,
No.
but I've...
No, you have not read, because if you read, you'll not read success story. You'll only read the failure story. Did you understand this?
Okay, sir. Yes.
Success. There is nothing called as success stories. They should have failed hundreds and hundreds of times. They should have encountered failure more number of times.
Yes.
And they'll also tell you how they overcame. I hope
Yes,
you
sir.
understand this.
Yes,
They are
sir.
they are the kind of people whose stories come as books and you read.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
A person who accepts failure will never come on books
Yes, sir.
because he has already accepted failure.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good. Got it.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Any more questions?
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Sir, regarding this choices we talked about, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So how will we know like we made the correct choice? Because generally we are at the crossroads, right?
Good question. Good question. You will only know whether you made a right choice or not when you get the result for whatever choice that you made. You understood this?
Yes, yes. Because
Yeah.
only time can answer that question, right?
Not time, the result.
Result.
Not time, it's a result. There are 3 results I told you. You get
Yes,
one
yes.
of the result. When you understand prasada buddhi, when you accept the result, to accept the result, first you should accept yourself. Then you should take a choice. You choose. Then you get a result. Because you accepted yourself, you are accepting the result. Then you are comparing with what you want and what you got. Then you will again take a different choice. You don't regret there. There is nothing called as perfectness. But as you read the books, what happens is you'll also get the knowledge sometimes that this may not be the right way, this may be a right way, because you'll get somebody else's experiences also.
So
You
how
got my
can
point?
we, yeah. So how we are applying for our personal life and professional life as far as this
There
choices
is no
is
difference,
concerned?
my dear friend, between personal life and professional life. I don't have a difference actually. As far as I am concerned, my life is my life. There is nothing called as personal life and professional life. My life is life. There's nothing called as a professional life. There is life. Profession is a part of my life. Did you get my point?
Yes, yes.
As soon as you enter your office, you don't become a different you. You have to be you. Then only you are right, actually. If you are becoming a different you, I cannot stay in that kind of environment. I always be as I am. This is me. That's it.
Because generally what will happen is like, as you talked about, like imposed choices. So because of this education system or whatever it is, after some days, the result, goes in a negative way or.
No, it won't go. When you understand this, it won't go. Because when you accept yourself as you won't pretend to be somebody else. Pretension. See, when you say professional life and personal life, that means you are trying to pretend somewhere, either in your personal life or in your professional life. Pretension doesn't give you life. It only gives you pain. I never pretend. I never pretended. Maybe that's the reason I never fit in a job also. Actually, I did 14 jobs. I was actually sent out of every job. In about 11 years' time, I did 14 jobs. No job I resigned actually. Every job I was dismissed because I was behaving as me. I was not pretending for the boss or for the environment.
Sir, and one more last question. In that difficult times, like what kept you going until 1998?
That's what I said.
Because,
when the choice is mine, there's nothing called as a difficult time because it's a result. Try to understand this. I make a choice, I get a result. When you will find that as difficult, when you don't accept the result, you will find it as difficult. When you accept the result, that's a learning. I hope you understand this. That's a learning. When it is a learning, there is no difficulty. You already overcame that. Next moment, you are in a different way for a different result. So there is nothing called as difficulty.
So it's like understanding a pitch in the cricket, how the pitch is behaving and batting.
Yeah. So based on the pitch, you are trying to play the ball, right?
Especially in test match.
Bowler is trying to place the ball in such a way that to make you out.
Yes, that's it.
These are all choices.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, and ball is a tool, bat is a tool. You are playing with your tools in such a way, so they rub the ball in such a way that the batsman become out, and the batsman places his legs and bat in such a way that he won't become out. No, these are all
Basically,
choices.
yeah, defending the stumps. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. These are all choices. So, like somebody asked, how do you practically defend? How do you practically play? There's nothing called practically playing. It's all your choices. You are learning every ball. You are learning. Okay. Any more questions? I think our time is up. But any more question? I'll take last question if anything is there.
Sir, may I ask something?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, you said a part where only you can make the right decisions. Can you explain
Okay.
that part little more?
There is nothing to explain. Actually, you are the only person who can take a decision for you. If at all you have taken a decision today and if you are not liking it, that means it could be a decision taken by somebody else, or you are not accepting the result that you are getting for taking that particular decision today. But the final decision that is supposed to be taken is only you, and the responsibility is you for the result that you are getting. And there are only one of the three results you get. You don't get a fourth result. Something that the result that you want, that more than what you want, and less than what you want. These are only three results, and one of them you will get it. So the choice is yours. And whatever the result you're getting, it may be more than what you want. You become highly, successful. Again, nobody else is responsible for that. You are responsible for your success. And you are responsible for your failure. The failure is also a result, but you don't accept it. You take the result and you again go in a different, with a different way. That's how it is. Okay. So I'm done. Sorry.
You said the part about yourself, no, sir, that you told your parents that you will go in a different
Come
path.
again. Your voice is breaking. Can you come again?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
You said the part.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah. Please go ahead.
You said the part about yourself where you told that you went in a different. You chose something which your parents were against it.
Yeah.
How are you able to convince them that you would?
No, they were not convinced. Even till their death, they were not convinced about my business. They were never convinced.
Okay.
Why should they convince? See, I have my dream. I am clear about my dream. I am clear about what I want in my life. When I am clear, I don't want to convince anybody to get the clarity. Okay, I don't want to convince anybody so that they accept what I want. No, not necessary. That doesn't mean make me arrogant also. That makes me more responsible. First thing is your dream. You should have clarity on your dream.
Sorry, sir.
I hope you understand this.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Your voice is breaking. Now go ahead.
So you were saying.
Yeah, I think your voice is breaking. Maybe later we can talk. Yeah. Now the time is up. I request the host to
Sir, can I ask you last question? One last.
Question. Yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that you might be seeing a lot of Indian youth nowadays, and you might be training. So what is the one simple message that you can give, or like the people, whether it's a boy or a girl who are in the platform, and for me and the people, yeah, one simple message from your end, especially like COVID times or
responsibility.
Yeah, yes.
Take responsibility. Did you get my message?
Yes, take responsibility. I got it.
Take responsibility. Take responsibility. That's what very much required today. Not just today, the whole of your life. Take responsibility for yourself. That's enough. Everything will fall in place. Never get into a blaming game. And also never get into a stage where somebody from above, will come and do something for you. No, that doesn't make me an atheist. I'm a 100% seeker, 100% seeker, right? But I don't believe it's only you.
Self-driven, right?
You behave responsibly, take responsibility, take responsibility. That will set everything right in your life. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Stay online. We have some conclusion to be done. I request the host to take back the for the closing Shanti mantra.
Yes, sir. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.